guys, it's the Real Aquarian here. I'm doing the monthly read for Sagittarius. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. How's everyone doing? How are the Sagittarian people doing today? Well, I hope. Ooh. Okay. Sure I can see. Sagittarius for the month. You need a break. That's immediately what is screaming out at me is you need a break. But it'll be good for you, so that's not a bad thing. Okay. Overall, not bad. Just some sort of, some reassessments, need to be kind of made on your current situation this month. So, we have the Four of Swords and the Hermit, and that's why I say it's sort of screaming out. These are very strong energies together as they complement one another with the need for inner reflection. This is about recuperation. You need to kind of give yourself time and space to recover from, you know, everyday stresses, larger stresses, certain issues that are causing stress. We're getting to a point this month where the need to kind of, you know, sit in quiet is really kind of necessary. Sitting and contemplating is sort of necessary. So right now in this moment, whatever decision you face in this month, you're going to face multiple decisions. What it comes down to is there are some that are kind of more important than others. So for the important ones right now, this exact moment, don't have a knee-jerk reaction to it. You need to seek inner guidance. You need to go within yourself and really reflect. This is, how can I put it? This is very much taking the time to kind of self-audit your situation, you know, kind of stand back from it and really kind of assess all the components of your life as it stands right now. Or in regards to a particular situation, it really just comes down to you need self-assessment. That's a kind of a deeper look, another look, you know, kind of like giving yourself a second opinion on what all's going on. But you do it objectively, and this needs to be done very thoughtfully. Like, you really do have to give yourself the time and energy. Because what I'm seeing here is we have the King of Swords in reverse. So the need to really seek inner counsel, inner guidance is that much more important, because you have someone around this month that is playing mind games. I don't know how else to put it. And for those of you that don't like cussing, sorry, but someone's fucking with you this month. There is a situation here where, you know, it's about selfishness and jealous, you know, envy. There's all kinds of toxic emotions that come with it, but it really comes down to selfishness for further gain. Like, it's a behavior feeding another behavior. So you have someone who's willing to fuck with you to kind of get a situation or get a decision or an outcome or something more for their betterment, not yours. They're not thinking about you when they're either feeding you information or giving you advice or whatever the case may be. So ultimately, you're going to need to be on your guard with whoever is, or it could be, it doesn't have to be one person. It could be like, you could have a whole clique of people fucking with you. You know what I mean? People that aren't necessarily, you know, as supportive as you think. Because if you come across those that like to fuck with people, so come across those that like to play mind games, you have to be very wary of that. Because, you know, some would say the most kind of strategic, the smartest type of warfare is mental. And that is really true. I mean, you get into like a fist fight, a black eye heals. If somebody fucks with your mind, if they plant a seed in your mind's eye, like a little weed in your garden of thought, it has lasting effects. That's like a ripple effect. It really can dig deep and affect your decisions. This is about seeking inner wisdom for said decisions. So you have to be very careful with those that do play mind games, those that are not looking out for your best interest, but their own kind of self-progression, self-gain. Ultimately, you will come out of it okay, a little beat up by the battle of you know, having someone trying to kind of inflict their will within your mind. Ultimately, you can overcome this, but there will be a point in the month that they will kind of get in. They'll get into that garden for a hot minute. It is temporary, but they're going to get in for a minute. They're going to fuck with you for a minute, and you're going to feel it, and then you're going to resist it. And as a result, as long as you stand firm on what you need to do for yourself, making decisions for yourself, your, you know, utilization of your inner wisdom, not anybody else's, yours, what you know to be true. Battling against people that are trying to do that, one person or many, like I said, I'm getting it's one main person. That could be friend, family, colleague, whoever. Somebody is definitely kind of just messing with you a little bit. It's really, you gotta seek your own inner thought. That's where you're gonna find solace. But ultimately, if you stand firm on seeking that inner wisdom, listening to yourself above what others are trying to pull, you will come out of it a little worn, a little beaten up, but ultimately you're still standing, which is awesome, because then you can kind of proceed for your own betterment. You can proceed with whatever decisions that you're making, and you can do it with more kind of conviction, because, you know, you prevailed over this kind of fuckery happening over here. But I would say be on your guard. But I would also say the message here, what I'm getting is, yes, someone is going to infiltrate the mind for a minute. This is about resiliency. You're gonna need to be able to bounce back. You're gonna need to be able to adapt to the situation being brought in this month. Maybe you're not used to people fucking with you like that, or maybe you're surprised by who's fucking with you like that this month, but it's the need to be able to get back up regardless of what the scenario is. And that's further emphasized with the Knight of Swords, because what he's telling you is you're going to hit a place in this month, if you really get this inner wisdom really going, if you really give yourself the time to replenish and recharge and get strong again, you're sort of like, bring it, you know what I mean? Like, anybody want to try some bullshit, I'm totally, not only do I know I'm going to beat you, but I could take you. It's not even a thing I'm going to stress about, you know? It's not something that's going to hold me down, hold me back. The message here, though, with the Knight of Swords is, okay, we're saying bring on the challenge. You talk this big game. You have to be prepared, you know? That's like somebody who has this great speech. You know, it's like a drop the mic moment, and they turn around and they just walk straight into glass. Like, you didn't think about your next step. You need to be more strategic about how you're handling the situation for the month. So it's like, accept the challenges that arise. Know that you are quite the force to be reckoned with, because if you can do battle with people that play mind games and really resist that, you are stronger for it. But it's about, you know, kind of look where you're going, look where you're stepping. If you are so fixated on your, you know, path forward, you may not be aware of, you know, of the things that may arise. You can say, oh, bring on the challenges, but if you're not even slightly thinking about what those challenges might be, you're not going to be as prepared to take them on. And ultimately, that's what you have here with the Nine of Wands also, is not becoming pessimistic, not becoming cynical. It's more, play the what if game with yourself. Play the game of, you know, what if this certain scenario would happen? What if it was this person that, you know, was messing with me or whatever? It's in your situation, play the what if. If you are, it sounds bad to say, think of the worst case scenario, whatever this decision or situation is kind of yielding. If you play the worst case scenario, from a non-pessimistic point of view, what you're ultimately doing is kind of preparing yourself for any kind of inevitability, any kind of possibility, realistic, that might occur. And that just kind of makes you better prepared, you know? Just, you need to develop a little foresight. You need to develop a little, you know, think ahead. Start planning before you start making your moves. You know what I mean? You don't want to, you want to look towards your next step before you step right off of a cliff, is kind of the message and the kind of warning here. And ultimately what I see here is also that kind of, these three are kind of bringing that message home. The need to kind of start planning, start strategizing, start not only making moves for yourself, but we're thinking long term. We're thinking overall happiness now. There's a heightened sense of awareness of needing to kind of have your shit sort of, you know, just together for your own kind of well-being. You know what I mean? Stronger against those that try to manipulate the situation or try to kind of, you know, fuck you over in the process of them trying to, you know, raise themselves up. But, you know, not having the wisdom to seek inner wisdom. It's one of those kind of funny situations. But you definitely need to take this break and really assess the situation and be honest with yourself about it. It's about seeking the truth. And ultimately, what you're trying to do here, what you're going to get out of that is a changed kind of perspective, a different kind of viewpoint. Your end all be all priority kind of list. What's on the totem pole of importance to you when it comes to your happiness, your wellness, your, you know, state of mind, all of those things. This kind of vacation, this kind of taking a break and going inward is where you're going to be kind of answering all of these questions, you know, kind of how you're going to progress yourself forward. What are your next moves going to be and what steps you're going to take? This is about finding the balance between understanding the things that you want, really prioritizing the things that you want, but then also balancing that with how exactly you were going to go about getting them. So, and then, like I said, Two of Wands is just further kind of reiterating that, the need to kind of make plans. But there's also this feeling of, and I'm not getting a strong sense that what this person is doing in your mind is affecting this here. It could be. I'm not really getting a strong feeling of it, but it is a possibility. But what you have here is like talent being wasted. So it's kind of the message of perhaps you're not doing right now what you would love. You're not doing, you know, passions. You're not giving yourself the time to, you know, nurture the things that do give you passion, that do give you a sense of motivation, a renewed sense of, like, you know, investing time and energy. And, you know, it seems like this month you're not really doing that for yourself. But I would say easily that goes hand in hand with giving yourself the rest and recuperation and rejuvenation. You need to recharge. This is also about strengthening yourself back up, you know. Life's knocks in general are tiring and wearing on the spirit. You need to give yourself that time to you know, recharge, be stronger towards the world. And you can only do that by really giving yourself that time and space. Space being a prominent message that I'm seeing here because of those that would, you know, would fuck with you. So just be aware of this type of person. Know that you can get through it, but ultimately you're trying to figure out your situation as it is. You're trying to make important decisions on how to move forward. And you are also trying to find this balance. And just keep in mind, with that balance of what you want and how to get it, don't forget to factor yourself into that equation. You know, you have to give yourself time to feel better, to recharge. You also have to nurture the other aspects of you, you know, not just the work side, not just the family side, not just the, you know, you. The things that really do kind of ignite the fires within you. Those things you need to get back to nurturing, because this month I'm seeing a block. There is a growth being stunted here, and we need to kind of remove this obstacle, because the self-reflection, the real decision time, you know, time to really kind of figure it out is upon you this month. So we have to be very careful that we're not clouding our judgment by having these kind of other obstacles sort of pop up. So I'd say nurture, do something that's going to make you happy, that's going to put you in a better headspace to give yourself the time and energy to really listen to yourself. Not outside influences, because they be fucking with you. Okay, so that was the reading for Sagittarius for the month. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, hopefully. And thank you to all the people who've subscribed so far. I totally and genuinely thank you for that. It's really awesome. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen.